Tonight at the White House, President Trump defended his decision to pardon the founder of Binance, who goes by the nickname CZ, running the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange that also happens to host the Trump family's crypto firm. I asked the president about this decision earlier at the White House today. Today you pardoned the founder of Binance. Can you explain why you chose to pardon him, and did it have anything to do with his involvement in your family's? The founder of Binance. He has an involvement in your own family's crypto business.
I believe we're talking about the same person because I do pardon a lot of people. I don't know. He was recommended by a lot of people. A lot of people say that. Are you talking about the crypto person?
Yes.
A lot of people say that he wasn't guilty of anything. He served 4 months in jail. They say that he was not guilty of anything. That
he admitted
what he did. Well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about. You know nothing about nothing. You're fake news. But let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know. I don't believe I've ever met him. But I've been told a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime. It wasn't a crime, that he was persecuted by the Biden administration. And so I gave him a pardon at the request of a lot of very good people.
Despite what the president said there, in 2023, CZ actually pleaded guilty to these crimes, that he failed to maintain an effective anti-money laundering program for the platform. He agreed to step down as the CEO and ended up paying a $200 million in fines. The company itself paid more than $4 billion in penalties following that years-long investigation that alleged Binance allowed bad actors to operate on the platform, enabling transactions linked to child sex abuse and narcotics, even failing to report transactions for financing terrorist organizations like Hamas and Al-Qaeda. Basically, they could move money around on the platform. CZ was ultimately sentenced to 4 months in prison, but back in May, he made it clear he was pursuing a pardon from the president.
I certainly wouldn't mind one. But the legal means to apply,
of
right?
Course, sure.
I got lawyers applying.
The reason the pardon matters is it means that they can now allow Binance to operate in the United States again, potentially benefiting a company that has ties to the president's family's crypto firm, which is World Liberty Financial. Binance hosts the Trump family's crypto firm on its platform. Binance has also helped popularize World Liberty Financial's proprietary tokens, the sale of which has generated hundreds of millions of dollars in fees for the Trump family. In fact, one of the biggest sources of income found in the president's financial disclosure report earlier this year was a $57 million token sale that was made from World Liberty Financial. The Wall Street Journal estimated that WLF has added more than $5 billion in paper wealth to the Trump family fortune, surpassing actually the president's real estate assets. Just last week, we had Eric Trump here on the program. We asked him about how much of the family's wealth is now intertwined with crypto. Some people want to know, how do you draw the line between what he does as president and what your family does as business?
Well, I think you know me well enough to know that I stay the hell out of Washington, D.C., and I always have. And listen, again, we found crypto because we were debanked. They tried to take everything away from us, and we found that industry because of that.
I think some people might want to know, how do you determine, whether something is a conflict of interest? Who really is doing that in this position for you?
Well, obviously we have external ethics advisors. We take that very, very seriously.
So you don't ever talk about crypto with your dad?
I really don't.
Joining me tonight is the Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland, who is the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. And thank you, sir, for being here. I just wonder first, your thoughts on this pardon by the president today.
Well, of course, it's consistent with pardons he's been giving ever since he was first in office. It started with political loyalists like Roger Stone and Paul Manafort and Michael Flynn. Then it extended to 1,600 insurrectionists, violent cop beaters, people who participated in coup and plot-making activity against the U.S. government on January 6, 2021. And it's continued now with people that the Trumps are effectively in business with. And this is a great example. I mean, this guy was involved in very serious money laundering, allowing Al-Qaeda, Hamas, ISIS, drug traffickers, terrorists from around the world to launder money through their crypto scheme. And Trump just pardoned him, pretending for a little bit not to know anything about it, then apparently knowing a lot about it. But this is a guy who has been able to boost crypto money making in the Trump family by tens of millions of dollars. And now he gets to reopen shop in the United States of America.
When you're saying pretend not to know anything about it, you're saying you don't believe when he says that he doesn't know CZ?
Oh, I think he knows exactly who he is, and there was clearly a lobbying campaign to get him out. The Trump administration, through the Securities and Exchange Commission, has dropped 13 different criminal prosecutions and investigations against people committing crime in crypto. And understand, they're not being prosecuted just because they're involved in crypto. It is a lawful industry. These are people who are thieves and scammers and grifters who are using crypto in order to make money off of innocent victims. And yet they're just nullifying those investigations and prosecutions in order to promote their own business interests in crypto. And the Trump family has made more than $4 billion since January started. They created their own crypto meme coin. He entertained more than 200 guests at the Trump Country Club and then promised White House tours to other people who were investors in it. At this point, it's laissez le bon temps rouler. I mean, they are completely engaged in crypto, and they've gotten to a point where nobody even asks the question, why is it that the president and his family are involved in business in such a way that they're collecting millions and millions of dollars from people that they're involved with on a business level? And we've seen it with foreign governments, and we've seen it with criminal organizations now.
Yeah, but we do ask those questions. We asked Eric Trump about it last week, given obviously how much money they've made off crypto and where that line is drawn.
So let's talk about Binance, the co-founder known as CZ, and what message you think the president is sending with this pardon.
Well, it's a very odd arrangement because Binance has $2 billion worth of stablecoin cryptos deposited in World Liberty Financial. And those stablecoins are earning yield and essentially a huge return for President Trump, his family, and Steve Witkoff's family, the Middle East envoy. So, I mean, effectively, Binance is paying money to the Witkoff and Trump families at the same time as CZ was actively working through lobbyists to seek a pardon. So here you have not only is Trump pardoning, Santos and other people convicted of various crimes, but he is actually pardoning someone that is effectively through his business operations making payments to him and to his members of his administration. So it's a very unusual arrangement, really. Again, another precedent that we're seeing in American history to see a direct financial connection between a pardon and the individual that got that pardon and the president's family.
Binance pleaded guilty in 2023 to violation of U.S. money laundering rules, paid a multi-billion-dollar fine, was subject to strict oversight by the Justice Department. How valuable would it be for Binance if the government lifted that oversight?
I mean, Binance wants to really build out its platform in the United States. It's the most popular crypto exchange in the world. CZ is massively wealthy, multi-billion dollars. And they have not had a really large presence in the United States because of this regulatory scrutiny and the criminal case. But they're looking to build out to become a competitor to like Coinbase or Kraken that are large U.S. operators. So having this criminal case disappear is an important step for them to kind of build out their operations in the United States. It's financially super important for Binance. It's very valuable action that the president has done at the same time as, again, the Binance says doing something that's very valuable for the Trump family.
Yeah, it's incredible to watch this happening in real time, day after day. Eric Lipton, thank you very much.